All right, we're going to start looking at our block on boards drill, and you can see, we've got a lot of guys involved in this drill. This is JV and varsity. I believe it's our H-backs Y. So, we've got a ton of boards out here. We've got, I think, 9 boards total, 8 or 9 boards total laid out at least. There's just a lot happening with this drill. When we talk about practice organization, we're going to talk about maximizing your practice time, and this is one way that we do it. So what we're looking at here with this drill, we're in you can see our H-backs doing the same thing as everybody else is. From this position, we are going to be just a straight down the board drill. So this is the beginning. So we've done 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and this is the finish. But this is a drill that we do every single day. Let's just let a couple of them run here. Load and strike. And we want to see good feet. The purpose of the board is that we keep a good wide base. I like the position here with this H-back, good position lifting up. As we go through each one of these guys, you'll see that some of them are very good at it. Some of them are not so good at it. But what we do here is we want to see load. You can see, for example, right here, we do not have a very good job. His hands are immediately shooting. There's no load. See, on his first step, his hands are already releasing. That's not what we want. Right here, we've got a much better job, and these are both H-backs we're looking at. First step, load, strike, good load and strike, good wide base, lifting. We want to get the hips in underneath. We like to see the hips in tight. We don't like this extended out position at the one on the far right. That extended out position, his feet are in the hole. So if a back were trying to run by him, he would never get there. Here's a good load, back flat on the first step. Strike. I'd like to see, I don't think we get a second step. When we go straight on, we just want to see a pick up and put down. The second step came late on that one. It should have come with the strike. But a pretty good job lifting up. And these guys we divide them up on the boards. Sometimes we spend more time dividing them. Sometimes I'll have just the starters, or like I talked about, that group of 8. I'll have them on the first 1 or 2 boards. We won't have them on every, we won't have them just spread out. So see, we're straight down the board, load and strike. Hustle around. Want to get fast reps. Again, we reload, load and strike. You see the tempo here. Nice job. Pretty good job right here. First step, load, strike. Like to see the eyes more in the center here. Load and strike. Good wide feet, good wide base. Stay down the board. Want to see the hips get underneath a little more. And we've got a bunch of coaches down here when we're doing this. So this is not a simple process here. That's our H's and Y's coach. I'm standing somewhere out of the camera shot, obviously. And we've got a JV offensive line coach down there too. So there's a lot of people involved. Okay, so now we go to a left foot position step. So what I'll tell them is left foot position step, or I'll say slide to your right, left foot position step. The defender is still on the board. We are now position stepping. I tell them on this board, and these boards are 1 foot wide, 12 inches wide, 8 feet long. What I tell them to do is put in this case, we're doing left foot position step. So the left foot is going to be even with the edge of the board. And then we're going to go do the same thing, but now we're position stepping with it. So we still have a load with the first step. It's kind of more of a lateral step. Some of them are stepping around the board, you can see. But we like to see a good load and strike. Now, we do this from a 3-point stance. These all just happen to be H-backs that you can see right here. And H-backs work out of a 2-point stance for us. Going to see good first step. Load. Too much load there. Too much load. He's getting the hands out too fast. But load and strike. Wide feet down the board. Not getting nearly as much power out of these. And again, we got a bunch of guys going here, so you never know what we're going to get. Here again, left foot position step. Better job here. Left foot, load and strike. So with that left foot, just a slight quick load, strike. Get the hips out of the way. We got to get those hips going a little faster. We tell them to go about 70% as far as the amount of resistance that they're going to give. Don't like this load right here. This is the things you want to look for when you look at these loads. You see him throw the arm back? That straight arm, we do not want that. He will never make good contact with that. He's got that straight arm load. We want to see him load the elbows. Okay, again, there's a straight arm right there too. We want to see him load the elbows and strike. Okay, now we're step to your left. Tell the defender, or the blocker to step to the left. He's going to go right foot position step. Load, strike. So you're going to load and strike. Again, the linemen are all going out of 3-point stances. The H-backs are going out of 2. The Ys are in 3-point stances. First step, load. Good flat back position. Strike. Get the hips in. Very important to stress that we get in and out of these quickly. Jog around. Get the feet out of the hole. We got too many feet in the hole there. Also look for things like this. Here we get a little jump, a little movement to be called in the game. That's something you want to make sure you correct during the situation. Use your exact cadence. Don't use a different cadence. Try to mimic your quarterback's cadence as much as possible when you do these drills. And so that's, this is the one drill that I'll say that we do every single day, just about. We start the beginning, we do a pre-practice and we go a little quick warm-up, and we'll start most days, especially contact practice days. So for us, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, we're going to start most of those with some sort of block on boards, period. Now, I don't want to spend a ton of time. You can see we spend a lot of time with this because we have so many guys that are there, and it's beneficial to bring them all together at times. But sometimes I don't want anybody there but the offensive lineman, the varsity offensive lineman. I want to rep through it quickly. When we rep through it quickly, we can do it 4 or 5 minutes, get out and get all this done.